If you reserved a Rivian R2, what you reserved and what you'll receive are two different things. Rivian has quietly made some significant changes since that massive reveal just over a year ago. Some of those changes are actually exciting upgrades, but others will genuinely sting for many people. You deserve the full, honest truth before your delivery day arrives, so let's break it all down. When Rivian first revealed the R2, the internet collectively lost its mind in the best possible way. It felt like the electric vehicle the world had been patiently, desperately waiting for, finally here. Adventure-ready, premium feeling, and priced at $45,000 with a promised range of up to 300 miles. That price was a massive drop from the R1S, but the R2 never felt like a compromise. It looked and felt completely like a Rivian, just in a package far more people could actually afford. 5 seating, bold design, and all the soul of the brand intact, no corners visibly cut. 68,000 reservations flooded in within just the first 24 hours after the reveal event. By July that same year, Rivian confirmed reservations had already climbed well past 100,000 total. That kind of demand does not happen by accident. People genuinely believed in this vehicle deeply. But behind the scenes, a lot has quietly shifted since that night everyone got so excited. Manufacturing plans changed, battery chemistry changed, and some features simply vanished without any real explanation. Rivian has not been particularly vocal about any of this, which is exactly why we are here. Let's start with where the R2 is actually being built, because this part really matters enormously. Originally, Rivian planned to build the R2 at a brand new factory down in Georgia. But building a new factory from scratch takes serious time Rivian simply did not have. So they made the smart decision to shift initial production to Normal, Illinois instead. That is where the R1T and R1S are already being built with existing proven infrastructure. This move allows Rivian to begin R2 deliveries in the first half of 2026, sooner. RJ Scaringe has been personally posting updates confirming that production remains absolutely on schedule right now. They are using massive high-pressure die castings throughout the body structure, 3 in the rear alone. Those 3 castings replace approximately 50 stamped metal parts traditionally used during standard vehicle production. They also eliminate over 300 individual weld points, which is genuinely remarkable engineering at this scale. Fewer parts and fewer welds mean faster production and fewer potential failure points for future owners. Rivian plans to build 155,000 R2 units per year at the Normal plant through 2028. After that, production shifts to Georgia, where both the R2 and R3 will scale to 200,000 units each. Normal, Illinois is simply the faster, smarter path to getting the R2 into your hands sooner. Now let's talk powertrains, because this part actually got a lot more interesting than originally planned. Rivian is launching the R2 with 3 different powertrain configurations to suit nearly every type of buyer. First, a single-motor rear-wheel drive, the entry-level config closest to that $45,000 starting price. Second, a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup, offering better traction and confident handling in all conditions. Third, and this is the one generating the most excitement, a tri-motor configuration. 2 motors in the rear, 1 up front, delivering real trail-worthy off-road performance and capability. This is not a mild crossover pretending to be adventurous. This is the genuine article. 3 powertrain choices mean there is a real R2 for every type of buyer out there. Now, the battery situation is something not enough people are actually talking about right now. Rivian originally planned to use Samsung LFP cells in the R2. That plan has now changed. They are switching to 4695 type NMCA cylindrical cells made by LG Energy Solution in Arizona. That Arizona plant will be fully operational right around the exact time R2 production begins. NMCA chemistry means better energy density, better real-world range, and significantly better cold weather performance overall. Higher trims are expected to exceed 300 miles of range, better than originally promised at reveal. If you live somewhere with harsh winters, this battery upgrade is genuinely welcome and important news. Now, here is the part many reservation holders are going to feel deeply and personally inside. Some features that made the R2 feel special and uniquely Rivian are no longer confirmed at all. Let's start with what is still confirmed and making it to production. There is good news first. The powered rear glass hatch shown at the reveal is officially confirmed and coming with production vehicles. The front trunk, or frunk, is also confirmed, practical storage that EV owners genuinely appreciate daily. The tow hitch is confirmed, which is great news for anyone planning to haul gear regularly. The charge port has also moved to the rear driver's side, a much smarter and more practical placement. Those confirmed features keep the core of the R2 solid, premium, and unmistakably Rivian in feel. But now we need to talk about what did not survive, and honestly, it stings. The biggest loss is the lie-flat rear seats that Rivian prominently showed off at the reveal event. That feature generated massive excitement, especially from the adventure community imagining overnight camping setups inside. Fold flat, sleep under stars, wake up somewhere remote, that was the Rivian dream sold on stage. But production R2 rear seats will not fold completely flat anymore, and that is a real loss. Rivian says the change improves lateral support and daily driving comfort, which makes engineering sense. But for adventure buyers specifically drawn in by that sleep setup, this removal genuinely hurts. You can still attempt a sleep setup, but it will take more effort and planning than before. Rivian made this change quietly. No announcement, no blog post, no honest acknowledgement whatsoever offered. Most people only found out because dedicated community members were paying close attention to every update. That silence is one of the more frustrating things about how Rivian has handled all of this. When you remove something people were excited about, you at least owe them a clear explanation. The second removed feature is one that personally felt like Rivian's most clever and forward-thinking idea. The accessory port shown at the reveal could power modular gear and equipment directly from the vehicle. Some even speculated it could power Rivian's upcoming micro-mobility products in the near future. But a sharp-eyed community member named Chris Hilbert noticed it had quietly vanished from the website entirely. Since that discovery, Rivian has said absolutely nothing. No statement, no timeline, no acknowledgement at all. Showing a feature to generate excitement and then silently removing it erodes the trust you have built. Rivian has an incredibly passionate community that genuinely wants this company to succeed in every way. But loyalty does not mean fans should stay silent when honest communication clearly falls short of expectations. Despite all of this, the core promise of the R2 is still very much alive today. Rivian is still targeting $45,000 in a market where EVs keep getting more and more expensive. The R2 still looks unmistakably like a Rivian, and honestly, it looks better than the refreshed Model Y. 3 powertrains, better batteries, over 300 miles of range. The value proposition remains genuinely hard to beat. The configurator opens to reservation holders in late 2025, and deliveries begin in the first half of 2026. If you are holding a reservation, stay in, but hold Rivian accountable every single step forward. The community's voice shaped what the R2 became, and it can still shape what the R2 becomes next. Features like flat seats and the accessory port could still return if demand stays vocal and consistent. The adventure is not over. The R2's best chapters, honestly, have not even been written yet.